When I say trigger and you say trigger, are we even talking about the same thing? Let's find out. Hello everyone, welcome to this space. In this video, I want to talk to you guys about my personal view and my understanding of some of the most commonly used words in the spiritual world, in the spiritual practice. Now, before we start, I want to leave an important note here. We're talking about vast, energetic principles and aspects, and the language that we use, the tool that we use, is somewhat limited. So just by using a simple word, we will never do the energetic realms and the energetic principles we're talking about any justice. But I guess the words help us, spiritual practitioners, to somehow orientate ourselves. Now, another important note is the more spiritually aware you become, and the more you enter this realm and the further you grow, at some point you actually start listening to videos and podcasts and the like more with your energy body. So you might be picking up a word, you might be listening to a sentence, but at the same time, your energy body is doing part of the work, if not most of the work, for you. The first word I want to use, and the first word I want to talk about, is trigger. I think we've all heard this one multiple times, and not just in the spiritual world, but generally going through life. However, the more you practice your spirituality and the more you enter this healing journey, the more you encounter the word trigger. Now, something I find interesting about the word trigger is that some people refer to something on the outside and some people refer to something on the inside. So which one is it? Now, yes, we might experience something on the outside and then we feel triggered. So the feeling of a trigger is inside of us. But where is actually the location of the trigger? Now, the way I see a trigger is similar to a pin marking a spot. And this pin marking a spot is located on the inside of us or in our energy body, in our emotional body. And how I see it is that depending on what we encounter on the outside, there is some form of energetic connection to this pin. There's some energetic signature that this pin on the inside of us picks up and then reacts, so to speak. And the reaction is that you might feel an emotion you don't really like. Now, what is the spot that the pin is marking? It's usually the spot where a wound is sitting, or basically where the signature of a wound is placed inside your body, inside your energy field, and this pin is marking that spot. Now, why is it important to know whether the actual trigger is on the outside or on the inside? And why is it important to know what exactly is happening there? From my point of view, and that has helped me a lot, is once I know what the energetic mechanism is of the trigger, it has helped me, and hopefully it does for you. It would help you understand what is going on and handle the situation better. All right, let's go to the next word. The next word is glimmer. Now, what is a glimmer? From my point of view, a glimmer is basically the opposite of a trigger. And a glimmer is also something we encounter on the outside of us. However, just as a trigger, a glimmer corresponds with something on our inside. Now, a glimmer is something that happens on the outside that brings you joy, that enforces joy, a sense of happiness, a sense of peace within you. However, it merely enforces it because the joy or the happiness or the feeling of peace is already inside of you. If you're not even conscious aware of it, it is there, and then something encounters you on the outside, which basically strengthens that feeling or enforces it. And basically, this is, you could say, a way for the universe to send us helpers to maybe amplify that state of being that we're already experiencing. The next words are duality versus unity consciousness. Now, very simply put, duality is black and white, up and down, good or bad. And unity consciousness is basically when you leave the duality, the polar opposites behind, and you reach source again. And when you reach source again, basically black and white, up and down, good and bad are one. So basically unity consciousness is the place before the separation of up and down, where up and down were basically one. The next two words are discernment and resonance. Now, why have I put these two together? From my point of view, they energetically assist one another. So, what is discernment? Discernment, from my point of view, is when you assess through your physical senses of see, hear, feel, smell, and taste, and then you run it through your energetic sense of intuition. In that moment, when these senses combine, you're using your sense of discernment. And now, where does resonance come in? Resonance basically gives you some kind of feedback on what you are experiencing. So resonance is that information, the feedback that you receive from your energetic sense of intuition that tells you whether you are aligning with whatever you're experiencing with your physical senses or whether there's some form of misalignment. Now, the next word is synchronicity. I'm later going to prepare an in-depth video for you on this topic. So just in brief, I want to leave in this video that synchronicities are basically messages that you encounter on the outside that match your current experiences and what you're going through. The next two words are 3D versus 5D or quantum. Now, these words that we're using are not part of a physics conversation, so please take them with a grain of salt. I see, especially these two words, I see them as slang that is used in the spiritual community to just help us navigate certain types of experiences that we're having. And simply put, 3D describes your physical experience, your current physical experience of something, versus 5D and quantum are experiences that you can have that are not limited by the veil. So experiences outside of time and space. The next two words I have are density and dimension. Now, again, with these two words, what also applies is, please take it with a grain of salt. It's not part of a physics conversation. It's words that we as spiritual practitioners use. So, simply put, density refers to layers of experience within the same dimension, while you can have unlimited dimensions that are parallel to your current dimension and experience. The next words are realm, timeline, reality. Now, sometimes I use these words interchangeably, but basically, what I'm experiencing at this moment is the reality that I'm experiencing on a specific timeline, and overall, it's a realm of experience. And the most important thing about these are that your awareness is important here. Your awareness that every choice you make in the now will have an impact on how you experience the future, may it be 5 minutes from now, 5 days from now, or 5 years from now. The next two expressions are intuition and your gut feeling. So both are non-physical senses. However, there's two main differences between them. One is their place or where they're located. From my point of view, the way I experience it is that your gut feeling is located approximately here in your gut region, so to speak, and your sense of intuition is located above it. It's basically located in your heart region. So that is the first difference between them. The second difference is the type of information they process. How I experience my sense, my gut feeling is that it's processing information from my immediate surrounding, whereas my sense of intuition is not limited to my immediate surrounding, but can actually pick up information and messages from beyond the veil. So basically, beyond time and space. The next expression is entities. Now, basically, the term originally refers to something which is neutral. However, as a spiritual practitioners, we tend to use the word entity or entities as, let's say, energies and beings that are not so nice. Now, I've done a video about psychic protection, so if you're interested, I will link it for you below, and you can also check that one out. The next and final word is light. To me, light refers to frequency that is pure. And by pure, I mean that it comes straight from source and that it has not gone through a filter, so to speak. That was it for this video. I hope this serves you on your path of spiritual development.